Ah, Good evening and salutations, my JH fans. Okay, let's start off with the courtroom drama before I hop. Gio is concerned for Emma, finding out that she has priors, and being like, listen, if I knew that, I would have chained myself up to the crib instead of you. You know, but Emma, in a lot of ways, was they also probably maybe it was an afterthought, but looking out for Gio, making sure that he doesn't get kicked out of the music program, for being arrested and everything. And meanwhile, you got Anderson that they're talking to Turner. Now, Anna, long story short, wants Turner to go easy on Emma. Smith is saying that she's young and she's a college student and this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, no, actions have consequences. She knew exactly what she was doing when she did it. And whatever consequences that she has to sit there and face, it is what it is. But then she comes out of nowhere talking about, oh, you're only sitting there going so hard on Emma, to sit there and get back at me. Anna, I'm going to sit there and tell you something that's going to blow your mind. You are not the center of the universe, okay? You are not that important. And the fact that you think that you're that important is, wow. So, courtroom show starts. Tracy gets the lawyer, the lawyer for Emma. And Emma's like, listen, he hasn't said anything in like 5 minutes since he's seen you. Tracy's like, don't worry about it. Now, here's the laughable part. Okay? At first, when Tracy starts speaking up for Emma, I'm like, Tracy, you hired a lawyer. You can sit your ass down. But a lot of the stuff that Tracy said made sense. Turner wants to sit there and practically throw the book at Emma. Smith saying no bail, and she's a flight risk, this, that, and the third, right? And what she did, and her prior charges, and everything like that. But Tracy was like, the order was already made. Like they already settled it. For the demolition and everything like that, it was already settled. So, in reality, Emma shouldn't be in trouble or charged for anything because it was already an oversight. Monica already took care of it, which is very true. And I sat there and I was like, Anna, did you know about that before you decided to go to trial? And when she was sitting there, even when the judge was sitting there saying that, and Turner was like, yeah, it was an oversight and, it is on record. I'm like, well, I just sat there and defended your ass for sitting there trying to make it seem like you're only going after Anna because, you're only doing this hard because of Anna. Like, are you actually proving this woman right? But the fact of the matter is, she did disobey, an order from, like government or whatever. Like, she still did sit there and essentially did a crime. But Tracy argues, listen, I don't exactly remember how it went, but the point, part of the thing that was very laughable was like, what was the point of you getting this lawyer if you were just going to sit there and do all the arguing? You're doing all the arguing. This is the job of the damn lawyer, and yet da 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 da. Now I get it. She's a character. She got to sit there and be Tracy and everything like that. But I'm like, what was the point of sitting there hiring this lawyer if you were just going to defend her anyway? I mean, it's cool for him. He just got a nice, easy payday. He didn't have to sit there and say a damn thing. Actually, to tell you the truth, he didn't say anything. So, okay. Long story short, they started it down to just community service. But Anna did sit there and Turner did sit there and say something before. Something happened with that university, not the party or anything like that, but something happened with breaking and entering, and the record being sealed. Whatever it was bad enough. It was serious enough for them to sit there and seal the records. Now, Anna questions Emma about it. Emma's like, I can't say anything. Like, not because I don't want to, because she signed an NDA. So if she says something, that's her ass. Um, Lucas and Jason are sitting there strategizing about how to get Carly away from Brennan. Um, Lo- Laura's sitting there essentially hanging out with the local mobster, right? And Boyle's come over, and Boyle's like, ah, this is a very nice picture. You know, you hanging out with the mobster. I'm sorry, alleged mobster. Now he was already sitting there being a dick, right? Just kind of showing his ass and everything like that. And it got to a point where he called Sonny boy, right? Called Sonny boy, and I'm like, bro, you got a lot of balls to be sniffed. First of all, you got a lot of balls to be sniffed. They're calling any man on this goddamn planet a boy. You move that for a hot minute. He's also a mobster. Clearly a soft mobster because, I mean, if I was a mobster, I would have definitely made an example out of him afterwards just to teach him a lesson. Now he cools down a little bit, but he walks away eventually. And Laura's like, listen, he was out of pocket. And I'm sorry for that. So he was like, yeah, that point. You know, like you said, people are not gonna like how that looks. You hanging out with me, the alleged crime lord or whatever. And it's very true. I've said that from day one. I'm like, listen, I get that you go way back and everything like that, but even Jordan's like, yo, I like you, but it's a bad look. It's a bad look. Um, Marcos had an interview with Diane. He pretty much already got the job. She just needs Alexis to sign off on it, which I don't see as a problem. And I hope that they actually skip that scene because again, he already got the job, and he's bringing clients. He already has a client in Port Charles, so it's already a done deal. Um, why did the actress that played Maxie come into work today? I mean, I'm only listening to like I know she needs to get paid and everything like that, but like that didn't sound like acting. That sound like she's really coming down with like strep throat or something. And I hope it's not strep throat because if it is, she practically got everyone else in that damn room sick. So I hope that's not the case. They have their little mini meeting with Brooklyn. See what happens when you watch somebody else? Brooklyn, Natalia, Tracy, Lucy, who is like, we should do it, we should do it, we should do it. Just making sure that they're all in agreement of doing it. Brooklyn's like, most likely I'm going to say yes. Maxie is most likely going to say yes. Um, They all head over to Sitwell's place. Now, Sasha walks in this man's house like she owned the place, right? Like she owns Sitwell's place. Basically, Smith is saying, if you screwed him over, I'm going to sit there and towel. And, Sitwell's like, if you do that, that's going to mess up your payday. She's all like, well, that's the difference between me and my mother. There's only certain lines that won't cross or whatever. I'm kind of just like, bro, stop trying to act like you have the moral high ground in this one. Like you are doing business with the man who kidnapped you, and you are lying to your friends about how this guy can be trusted. So maybe you can sit there and kind of take a couple of notches down on trying to act like you're morally superior to him because you're not. Um, but then she leaves. The meeting is started, and long story short, they all end up agreeing with they agree to sit there and do business with him because they need it. They need it. So they all sign off. Natalia's like, I gotta sit there and talk to him afterwards. Now Natalia talks to this thing. Natalia, I feel like she's a little bit too comfortable with this man. Like she's talking to him like he's not a dangerous man, right? She's like, well, what are you really doing here? Why are you really helping? What is it for you? Just really kind of getting on him. I'm gonna, I don't know if they'll do business with you, and threatening him and threatening his business by saying, I'm gonna expose him to all my friends or whatever. Sitwell was like, it may not look good for you because you've been holding this information about us knowing each other for a while. So do you think that they're gonna trust you after they find out that we used to be married? And then he decides to get real with her because again, she's too damn comfortable. And you might as well like, yo, listen, you're not going to do anything again like you did when you ripped our family apart. I don't know what that's about, but I mean, the fact that this woman is still breathing is nothing short of a miracle. Because this man, although he comes across as nice and charming and everything like that, he's a sociopath. Okay, this guy is a psychopath and gets at his door is Sonny. Now Sonny was also looking at Brendan because Jack and Carly, after their tryst or whatever you want to call it, came downstairs for some breakfast and eating, and of course, Sonny is looking at that situation like, I don't like it. Not so much because he has romantic feelings, but you know, she almost got killed being in Brendan's world. So Brendan asks Sonny a question as far as, do you know anything about Zelensky and his killing? I don't know why he asked. I mean, what did he thought Sonny was going to be like? Oh, yeah, yeah, no, me and Jason, we roughed him up and he accidentally died, but yeah, no, we did it. Like, did you really think you were going to get the truth from him? Like, what was the point of that? That's my whole thing. What was the point of that? To put him on notice? Maybe I don't know. I felt like it was a waste of a scene. Also, since Marcos is in town, he decided to hit up Lucas. And when he was about to leave, Lucas came up and met him for a drink. So that's going to be a very interesting little love triangle. Brad is not going to be happy, but I don't know. I feel like with Brad, he just needs to sit there and seriously start. He needs to start over. Because again, I understood why Lucas did what he did, but at the same time, you want this man to be honest with you. When he's honest with you, then you're like, oh, I want nothing to do with you. If he would have withheld it from you, you would have found that later on, you would have been chastising him. So I don't really know what is it that you want. Oh, then Sasha meets up with Jason for something. Oh, and I think I kind of forgot about the meeting with Jason and Lucas. I think I said that about them trying to break Brendan and Carly up. And of course, you know, it didn't really go anywhere because Jason said that he tried and he went about it the wrong way. Lucas was like, he tried, but he understands where Carly's coming from as far as her psyche and how she processes danger and the fact that she's used to it, which is not really a good thing, being with Sonny. So that meeting really goes nowhere. And then, of course, he has the meeting with Diane. And the whole meeting, the whole point of having a meeting with Diane is like, oh, I want to sit there and amend my will so this way, Sasha can be taken care of. Sasha and the baby can be taken care of. And I'm kind of just like, bro, don't you got two other kids that you should probably be spending your money on them? And my whole thing is, you're sitting there acting like Sasha and the baby is going to be destitute. Like, that's not going to happen. Michael's going to take care of them. The whole family is going to, you don't need to sit there and spend your money on Sasha and her child when you have two other children that you barely pay attention to on a good day. But, okay. Okay. I just, like, I thought about that and I was just like, I like Jason, but he done clearly lost his goddamn mind. Okay, I feel like that's pretty much about it. Might have been some stuff here or there that I might have skipped or skimmed through, but that is the general gist of today's episode. Now, of course, we're going to get into it more. We're going to break down sections and just really go into it. So, any questions and stuff like that, say it in the comment section or come to the live or do both. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.